Jean-Luc Brunel, the French modeling mogul who was a close associate of Jeffrey Epstein's, was on the verge of speaking with federal authorities. He was planning to cooperate, but Epstein found out about the planned meeting. And then in the end, Brunel never cooperated, never testified, never engaged in the deposition. Before I give you the details on this story and more, Cenk, your 2 cents?
Yeah, there are actually 3 amazing facts in this story you must know, and it tells you what's going on with the entire Epstein files, in my opinion. So let Anna give you the facts, and then I'll come back and double down on those important ones.
So just to catch everyone up to speed, a few context details that you should know about. So Brunel met Epstein through Ghislaine Maxwell in the 80s. Now he was someone who was also accused of being a sexual predator. He faced countless allegations of rape and sexual abuse. He was also accused of gifting Epstein 13-year-old twins for his birthday. Now that's an allegation, but a very serious one at that. Now Epstein even helped Brunel fund a modeling agency in the United States. Gee, I wonder why Epstein would have any interest in funding something like that. And Brunel's modeling agencies were utilized allegedly as a front for sex trafficking. Now here's what we have learned from the release of the Epstein files. In February of 2016, Brunel was speaking to lawyers representing Epstein survivors. A federal prosecutor wrote, quote, "One of Epstein's best friends, Jean-Luc Brunel, has helped get girls. He is wanting to cooperate. Brunel is afraid of being prosecuted." So in other words, he was willing to cooperate as long as he was given immunity. Now, Brunel never ended up testifying though. So what happened? So before he was scheduled to meet with investigators, Epstein caught wind of what was going on. And so he reached out to another one of his close associates, Kathy Rumler. Now, if you're wondering who is that? That name sounds familiar. She was actually one of the lawyers for the White House under Barack Obama, former President Barack Obama. Now, Epstein wrote that Brunel was planning to go to the US Attorney's Office the following week, and one of Brunel's friends had asked for $3 million so that Jean-Luc would not go in. Let me read that again and pay close attention to it. Epstein wrote that Brunel was planning to go to the US Attorney's Office the following week, and this is the important part, one of Brunel's friends had asked for $3 million so that Jean-Luc would not go in. Jean-Luc didn't ask for $3 million. One of his friends asked for $3 million.
Yeah, so let's start with the amazing facts. Going off of that, Anna, so they're gonna arrest him, he's worried, Brunel is, and then Epstein finds out that he's might get arrested. First of all, how did he find out? Because Epstein has people inside the government. He has all sorts of people inside the government. In fact, one of them is Kathy Rumler. She's working for the Obama administration, but he calls her and he's like, "Can you help me with this child rapist?" And she jumps and is ready to help him. Now, I'm sure she'll claim, "Oh my God, I didn't know he was a child rapist. I didn't know Epstein was a child rapist. I didn't know any of it. Oh my God." Okay.
Sorry to go on a little bit of a tangent, but it's really important for you to understand how implicated Rumler is based on the Epstein files. So a story that was just reported today, I read it in Bloomberg. I don't know if they broke the story, but do you remember years ago, Cenk, there was a big debacle involving Secret Service members who were in Colombia hiring,
Oh yeah,
sex workers and everything. So it turns out, because this happened under the Obama administration, Rumler was privy to the investigation into the Secret Service agents who were engaging in that activity and was sending Epstein details about the investigation. She even referred to the whole thing as ridiculous.
So, and in the case of Brunel, she knows why he's being investigated,
right?
Why he might get arrested,
right?
So it's not like she doesn't know.
Exactly.
Okay, so Rumler presumably doesn't care about the girls, right? That's not why she's into it, unlike the guys. So it makes me wonder, why was Rumler so intent on helping all of these guys?
She was getting handbags from Epstein.
Yeah, so maybe it was just handbags, but remember, she works at Goldman Sachs. It's not like she isn't wealthy, right? So she doesn't really need the bags. So if she sold herself out for that kind of small thing, I'd be surprised.
Well, to be fair, at that point in time, she wasn't working for Goldman Sachs. She was working for the Obama White House.
Yeah, but my sense of Rumler is, again, as with Les Wexner, I feel like Rumler's not working for Epstein. Rumler and Epstein are working for the same organization.
Possibly.
So, I mean, the fact that Rumler's not being investigated right now is ludicrous. She's works at Goldman Sachs. She's gonna resign at the end of June, I think, right?
What? I thought she resigned immediately.
No, of course not. Of course not. She says to collect checks and get pampered and all this stuff. So why is Rumler not being investigated? He says, oh, because this pattern is insane. Why would anybody do this? No one would do this just because, like, oh yeah, my pal's Epstein, my pal's Brunel, my pal's the guys who did the sex in Colombia. No. So who's Rumler working for? That's a great question. So I have more.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So that's amazing. Number two, as Anna's going to tell us more about in a second, but they knew that Brunel was raping girls back in 1988. So he's been doing this since the 1980s.
That was the first time allegations came out.
Allegations about drugging and raping girls, okay? So why did they not investigate Brunel for decade after decade? Epstein was part of Iran-Contra in the 1980s. You don't investigate Epstein for decade after decade. Then finally, Brunel's gonna give evidence. Rumler and everybody else does things. He doesn't give $3 million, he doesn't give evidence. But then he's worried he's gonna get arrested. But magically, the charges go away and the Americans never arrest him. Our government is so obviously compromised. And then finally, on the amazing facts, the hanged in prison. I mean, really? I mean, really, if you're a mainstream media reporter, you think that Epstein, with all the guards away, the video camera not working, he has 3 broken bones in his neck. Legendary pathologist who was there, actually for the Epstein estate, said he's never seen a suicide with 2 broken parts of a neck, let alone 3, like unprecedented.
This is Epstein's alleged suicide?
Yeah.
You know that they've never identified a noose?
Oh, no, it's worse than that. They had a noose in the cell, but it wasn't the noose that was used. And the noose that was used, they lost. Oh, come on. And on top of that, Brunel finally gets arrested after Epstein dies. They bring him in. Why'd they bring him in? So they could kill him. So they kill him in prison.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, right?
But I believe that as the actual outcome than anything else that we're gonna hear from our government.
So who's killing these guys in prison? Because if this is just sex, oh, they were just pedophiles, they were just random, right? Who's killing them in prison? No, it's so obviously intelligence and super obvious that it's Mossad working with the CIA. And the CIA is not it does not work for America. The CIA, this is more indisputable than the fact that Epstein is with Mossad. Epstein has 100 connections, sells cyber weapons for Israel, on and on. But the CIA unquestionably blocked these investigations.
Yeah.
So our CIA is totally compromised and might be working for a different government. That is super scary. Every time you ring the bell below, an angel gets his wings. Totally not true, but it does keep you updated on our live shows.